back to Waxing On with R&J. This is a special episode 30. I'm Jake Jackson. We got a special guest for us. He's in town. Yes. Blake Worley. He's returned. He's got some recent pickups for us. And then, of course, my brother, Ridge Jackson. He is here as well. And Blake, what do you got to show for us tonight?
So these are the new ones that I picked up recently. We were at Furnace Fest in 2024, which is badass. So we had a really good time. So I wanted to show off some records. I didn't have these. I love them, and I've showed off one of the records before. I'm pretty sure on an earlier video. So it's like technically their best album, but I picked up their 2017 album, Good Nature. This is by Turnover, and overall, I love the album art for one, and also two, I like to explain about this band. I feel like they're kind of like the King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard a little bit, in a sense where every single album is going to be themed differently. They're never making the same style of album every single time, and the way I like to explain this one is that basically this is like their spring album, and it's very pretty.
You tell them the cover by the artwork.
Oh, it's very pretty. It's very light. Like, this is something that you can play in the background. Almost any one of their albums you play in the background. But this one's very just tapping. Like, you feel good when you listen to it, and every single song is just beautiful. I love a lot of the album work. Probably the favorite song that I do like on this album has to be, I think, Butterfly Daydream.
I do like the bugs.
I think this one's really cool.
Artwork. That makes me happy, just even the cover artwork.
And all the colors and everything else, it's just beautiful.
What was that damn children's book that we read as kids that looked like that artwork?
The Hungry Caterpillar.
That looks like that reminds me of that artwork.
I think that's kind of the point. I think that's the point.
Am I out of school for thinking that?
No. I read it to the kids the other day. I was reading the Hungry Caterpillar, so it's funny that you mentioned them. But like the Butterfly Dream, that's what it's called. Pure Devotion. I think a lot of this is kind of like, this is like date night songs, in my personal opinion. It's just
what does the record look like?
Oh, I need to get them wrapped too. I haven't cleaned them yet. So very green. But what's awesome too is that it doesn't tell you, like, this is side one with one leaf. Side two is two leaves.
That's better than some records that have absolutely nothing on it.
And I think it's kind of cool. I feel like there was some thought into this one, because this one obviously folds out and they wanted to show off something. But as far as like the album goes and all the songs, everything from start to finish is just very pretty. Like, you feel good when you listen to it, and
that's one of my favorites. That's a Run for Cover Records release too.
Absolutely. And all the hype stickers I still have. I haven't gotten them off yet, so I have not put them on yet on the outer sleeve cover yet, but that's going to be on there. And then I got their 2019 release, All Together, and All Together is very cool because it is a jazz album.
Oh, I like that.
It starts.
I'll check that out.
It's cool, and it makes it's a little darker. I feel like it's more of like, this is their spring album. This is their winter album. This came out in the winter of 2019. I remember listening to it when I was still living in the van, and I was showering one day when I was like listening to this, and I was like, I feel sad right now. It's very moody. There's not a lot of up with this album whatsoever. They definitely had a different take on this one for sure, but they also had some really cool stuff. They had a lot like this right here. I thought this was really cool.
That's a cool, like that style of insert is pretty cool. I don't know what that material is, but I like it.
Yeah, it's very nice. I thought this one was really cool. I'm trying to think of the song. I think the opening song on this album, Still in Motion, it has that trumpet in the very beginning, and then it starts. It has a Cure feel to it too. If it gives you like that sense of like the moodiness. Exactly. So like it gives you the Cure kind of vibe. I don't know. This one is more emotional, in my personal opinion. Kind of gives you just, I don't know, melancholy, just in the slightest hint. But overall, this one is.
What is that? Your favorite track? The first one?
The first one is definitely my favorite track, just because like that one just it sets the tone for the rest of the album. It is perfect. I listen to it all the time. Record wise, let's see what's inside. This one's purple.
Oh, I really like that.
And it also has side A and side B as well. So it actually
it's like a turquoise or something right there.
I also like the font and everything that they did for this one too. And I like the fact that they're going different directions, because their next album that they did was very, if I had to compare it, it's like Tame Impala. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the next one that they went to. So I was glad to pick these up, because obviously this is one of my favorite bands, and I feel like I've known their catalog fairly well.
You have to have the whole catalog on vinyl.
I don't have Magnolia. Okay. That's the only one, which Magnolia, I guess, was... Wait,
do you have the one from 2022? Has Britain from Turnstile on?
No, I don't have that one.
Okay.
No, that's their newest album that came out. That's like their Tame Impala feel. And I think it's really cool. It's definitely way different than anything else they've done. But I feel like overall this band's just super talented. Like they're just very talented. They know what they're doing. And I feel like there's not like a genre that they don't try.
They've done it all. They did the pop punk album. They did the Midwest emo album. They did the indie rock.
This is more of like, I think Good Nature might be more of their pop rock, and this one, like, again, a jazz influenced album, and it still has that same feel. Like if you can take from their earliest albums, where like I still feel like this band is still a Midwest emo band, but they have expanded their sound so much. Very LA. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like they're going to constantly experiment with a bunch of different sounds all the time.
Okay. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. Thank you for showing those
absolutely
to us.
Yes. First, we're going to go with a big album that
fuck yeah, there we go.
Absolutely blown me away, and that would be Blood Incantation's brand new album, Absolute Elsewhere, released on Century Media in October 4th. Amazing record. I mean,
gatefold.
Oh, the gatefold.
That is cool.
That's beautiful.
Like,
yeah,
the artwork is about as good as the music. Like, it's got the little spires there. It's basically, I mean, it's progressive death metal, but they do such a fantastic job of just it's bizarre. You can't hang on to like one genre, and they do it so well. Like the way that they flow in between like ambient parts, proggy parts, a little bit of jazzy stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, like some Pink Floyd sounding.
Literally straight up like King Crimson, Rush, Pink Floyd shit on here.
Okay,
yeah. And you got 2 tracks on this whole album. Like on streaming, it's broken up into like Stargate's like 3 tracks.
Yeah.
The Message is 3 tracks as well. I believe on Stargate on the 2nd track, they have Tangerine Dream.
That's my favorite track. Or the third, both the 2nd and 3rd Stargate are my favorite.
Definitely the Message is probably my favorite part of the album. I love it. I think it's really good. But the whole album all around, I mean, is just absolutely 5 out of 5 to me. Like
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. This checks all the boxes. Absolutely love it. Heavy, interesting. You never, like, once you start it, you have to finish it. And that's one thing that I love in records, like, where you just have to listen to the rest of it. It's so good. I've been a fan of them since back when they first released their first LP.
Right there.
Yep, right there. In history, I got the CD over there. I kind of fell off with them when they did the Time Wave Zero.
Well, I
wasn't a big fan of it. I mean, I appreciate what they did, but being a Blood Incantation fan and then just taking a hard turn there.
I love it.
Just kind of, everybody was expecting something different, and they did. They delivered, but it wasn't what we wanted. Blood Incantation,
kind of vinyl color there, like
Elsewhere. This is the indie record store day, or not record store day, the indie record store variant, and it's the like a gold nugget or something. I have the hype sticker.
They printed it gold because it's gonna go gold eventually.
Oh man, I'm pretty like I
sell 500,000 copies.
I actually ordered this online and I never got a shipping date from it, so I went back and checked, and then all of a sudden it was out of stock. So I was like, okay, well, guess I'm not getting it. Canceled the order, and then I went up to the record store and bought it. Blood Incantation, Absolute Elsewhere, indie retail exclusive, gatefold, 180 gram gold LP, limited to 1,500 units. Pretty limited, but they did press a lot of different colors for this, which I'm sure most are all sold out. But
that is going to be a lot of end of year metal album, dude. That's like a game changer in metal this year. I promise you will appreciate it because it's not just death metal the whole time.
Okay,
it's like ambient, like Tangerine Dream, the soundtrack for Risky Business.
Oh, okay,
like that Tangerine Dream, which I'm pretty sure they did the soundtrack for that movie, right?
I'm pretty sure.
The Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah,
but it's like ambient. It's progressive rock in it. There's like some like world music. I almost got like world music vibes a little bit.
There was at times, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a bit of everything, and I've been seeing people like throw that album around on like the Let's Get Physical page.
Oh yeah.
Which, like usually a lot of like classic rock and jazz and stuff like that.
Yes.
And people have just been like loving it.
Awesome.
It's so good. It is a great album, and definitely in my top 5. I'm not gonna.
It's really good.
It's gonna be up there. Another great album that dropped in October, which is Chat Piles.
Cool World.
It's a fucking great album. Released October 11th, 2024 on the Flesner. Sludgy, noisy, noise rock kind of stuff.
Okay.
Like, there's a lot of, I don't know how you feel about on this, but I feel like there's a lot of Korn worship on this, which there was on God's Country.
Yeah.
But
well,
it's even more, I feel like.
they openly talk how much they love Korn, and not ironically,
yeah.
this album came out on October 11th. Guess what came out on October 11th, 1994?
Oh, the self-titled
The
album.
self-titled Korn album.
Yeah,
and they
crazy.
love Korn.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's
so
like
that makes sense.
They said they didn't do it on purpose, though.
I think they all like Korn, but the drummer, from what I've seen and heard in interviews, is like the big Korn fan. So
well, their riffs have Korn. Like there's literally on God's Country, the last one, literally the breakdown and Did My Time from Take a Look in the Mirror is just same thing.
Same thing.
And one thing I love about their cover art that they usually do with like every release. This is their second full length, but it's kind of they're from Oklahoma City, Midwest-y kind of area like us, and it's a lot of familiar shit that we see around in our area. There's so many good songs on here. I mean, the opening track, I Am Dog Now, which is one of the singles they released off of this, is a great opener. Shame is absolutely, like that. That's where they start bringing in like some melody and stuff like that. It's so good. It's not just so much like shouty, thick riffs sort of stuff. Funny Man, I love. Camcorder is fantastic. The New World, Milk of Human Kindness, and then the last track is absolutely bonkers. Like you get like blast beats in the last track in like a section, just nuts. But pretty much like Shame is my absolute favorite track off of this. And this is killing me, like stacking my stuff over here. But I didn't think about where I was going to be putting shit. So, But yeah, the color I got was, I believe, what's it say on the hype sticker? It's olive green, gold merge with baby blue splatter.
Yeah, that's a wild
that's
combination. I like that.
But
one.
it's cool because you got more of that green on that side, and then then you got more of that gold in there on the other side.
That's cool.
Really cool. Great sounding record. I cannot stop listening to it. I've been spinning this thing.
You might be hearing him talking about it again later this year.
Yeah, it's probably another top 10 record for me. I will say. I'm not going to lie about that. Next up, just a sledgehammer of a death metal record, and that is More Insane by Undeath. That glare out of there. Released on Prosthetic Records, October 4th. Is around the. I mean, October has been a brutal month for me.
It literally
just like swiping that card.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, like end of September and this whole month has just been just release after release, and they're all just amazing. But this is this band's from Rochester, New York boys. It's good. It's really good.
A lot of color on that album.
Yeah,
we saw Undeath, by the way, Blake.
Oh, you've seen them? I actually have not seen them.
At Red Flag.
Oh, shit, yeah, they were.
And Justice for the Damned and Die Art is Murder.
Yeah, they were hard as fuck.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
A lot of the front man, a lot of energy, great, like, he's like Jay from Mind Force almost. Like, just very funny, witty.
That's what I heard. I heard on somebody who was reviewing the album was talking about how, I can't remember how, so I'm not going to, name drop who it was. But they were talking about how the vocalist kind of has a hardcore frontman sort of attitude.
Absolutely, he does.
Like he can work the crowd more. Most death metal bands aren't going to do that.
They're just like next song.
Next song. Let's go. Let's go. Yep. Okay. But they've always done I've been a fan of them since their demo. Never been able to get a hold of any of their early material, but Legions of a Different Kind was their first full length. It absolutely blew me away. I got it right here. This actually, from what I've heard, on this album artwork, there is an individual getting his head cut off by a vegetative man.
Yes.
Or person.
It is String Bean himself.
String Bean.
Yeah.
String Bean right there, getting his head cut off. And then now, on More Insane, there is a decapitated head that's blown apart. From what I've heard, this is the same head. So they're tying this together. And I love that.
I love really when
cool.
artists and bands do tie things in from release to release, like make callbacks and references.
Are a lot of those guys doing their own album artwork? I'm assuming.
No.
Are they getting?
You can tell that ain't no fucking AI artwork. I can tell you that. You can tell that's legit talent. Yeah.
Okay, so this is gray font on black stock. So we'll try to credit the artist, the artwork in the post, but yeah. It's amazing. I don't if it's painted or what, but man, it looks so good. Pipe sticker's great. In a metal landscape that resembles actual metal less by the day, Undeath dares to do the unthinkable. Play sick, bleeping death metal for sick death metal freaks. More insane. And then I got it on the Cadaveric Swirl something. This is just what they had on their Bandcamp.
That's pretty
It
cool.
was supposed to be
That
like,
one looks pretty.
supposed to be like skin or something.
Yep. No, it's not as pretty. All
It's
right. No, you ruined it.
just like the inside.
It's like the SpongeBob episode where they
Yeah. Yeah. I guess it's like, I mean, what it looks like if the inside of somebody's skin, maybe if you skinned them or something. I don't know. But
Sweet.
yeah, they gotta go with it.
Sick.
It's gotta be more insane. So come on, they gotta go with that.
That's the one thing I appreciate about that music is the fact that like the album art is just
blood, guts.
but it's cool, man.
Cum,
It just
all of it.
it just at the end of the day, it's just like, man, you could put a picture of a severed cock on there.
Have you ever heard like porno grind bands?
Oh,
I
yeah.
have not. Honestly, I haven't dug that deep into Pornhub yet, actually. So
No, these are bands.
No, there's an actual porno grind.
Oh no,
Genre.
could have fooled me.
We'll play
That's
some.
wild.
We'll play some for you.
Oh, it's pretty. It's pretty
Oh,
brutal.
all right, yeah. It sounds
It's like worse than anal cunt.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Oh man,
Oh,
I'm glad that. Oh man, this is
that's funny.
Yeah, great album, fantastic tracks. Bounty Hunter is great. Brandish the Blade. Oh man, so many good tracks on here.
Brandish the Blade is my
Brandish
favorite.
the Blade is. I mean, they're hooky, they're groovy, they're adding a lot of memorable things to this style of music that I love.
And there's some breakdowns too.
Yeah, and there are some breakdowns, really heavy ones.
Yes.
This album's, I mean, like, cue up the Jamie Josta tweet about this album.
He said this is harder than Jamie Josta about this Undeath album. Said, "Yo, this shit's harder than when Troy Aikman got demolished by the Eagles back in the day."
It's a sick reference.
Oh man.
Oh, dude, his one this week was even better.
Yeah.
He said, "Yo, shout out to all the guys who messaged me on IG. It said that they couldn't make the Hatebreed show because they were taking their wife to see Newfound Glory." And he said, "All good, happy wife, happy life."
I did that one time. I actually missed a Menzinger show, and I took a girlfriend at the time to go see We the Kings 10-year anniversary tour.
Oh.
Was fucking pissed because I saw all the videos of the show, and I was like, man, that would have been really cool to be at. But instead, I was singing along to Check Yes Juliet. And I was like,
That's a banger.
It's a good fucking song, but the rest of the album, I honestly take it or leave it. Honestly, you know, 'cause
Yeah.
I needed to hear the one song. They waited to play the one song after, like at the end, because they knew. That was one of the last. I think not one of the last shows, but like it's close to one of the last shows I think I saw at the Foo Bar. Was the We the Kings?
2017.
That one I think was 2017. Yeah.
Did
Did we go to any other ones?
We
after?
saw Turnstile at Foo Bar in 2018.
Oh, then never mind. Then I kept thinking that was one of the last ones because for some reason that one's just. I think I was very pissed that day just because I had to drink a little bit that day and be like, I just kept seeing videos live of guys that I knew. I was buddies. I'm just like, it's like a good show because I'm pretty sure Microwave opened for him, and that would have been really cool. It was at
That would've
Blueberry
been
Hill
cool.
of all places too, and I was like, oh, Blueberry Hill, that's pretty fucking sick. And I'm just watching, I'm watching the fucking show, and I'm just like, wonder when we're gonna break up.
Well,
It wasn't too long after. I was like, I think I dodged a bullet there.
Is a fantastic melodic death doom band from Indianapolis, Indiana, Mother of Graves, with Periapt of Absence. Released on October 18th in 2018. The album artwork is absolutely amazing. It's actually, from what I remember, I think it is actually painted. This is a painting.
Yeah, that looks
So,
good.
I mean, really killer artwork. I mean, this is bleak, sad kind of music, but there are glimmers of hope in this. Like, there are triumphant parts, but then there are soul-crushing parts.
That's a great description of what you said, though, too. I was like, okay, I kind of want to...
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
If you're fans of any kind of death doom, like sad kind of shit, like Peaceville 4 stuff, My Dying Bride, Paradise Lost, early Catatonia kind of stuff, like, you're gonna love this. If you probably already heard them, but if you haven't, definitely check them out. They have one EP in Somber Dreams, and then one LP called Where the Shadows Adorn. Where the Shadows Adorn, I loved. I never was able to get a copy of it. I'm going to have to in the future.
Okay.
But I jumped all over this album, which we'll talk about that later, what we're going to do. But yeah, I also got the limited cassette. It's out of 100. It's hand numbered.
You got 47,
I
right?
got 47.
Oh, wow.
Out of 100.
Damn.
Really, really cool.
Oh, no. God bless. No, I was wondering.
Oh, man.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good.
It's good. It's good. I actually did.
I better leave this in. I swear to God.
Yeah, we're going to leave that in.
Yeah, leave it in, Barrett.
Leave it in.
Yeah, leave it in. I'm sorry, boys.
Just cut to black.
Sorry.
Just pause it.
Sorry, guys. I love your album, and I did not mean to do that to it, but it's so good, man. Shattered Visage, the second track on A side, has been one of my favorite tracks off of this album. But the opening track, Gallows, is very, very strong. I love that. The album,
That's cool.
The
I like that one.
vinyl looks really cool. It's this green kind of merge sort of thing.
Looks sludgy.
And then I particularly like this side. I have a Worm album that kind of looks like this same kind of pressing, and I always liked that. Check this out, Mother of Graves, Periapt of Absence. It's so good, well written. It was produced, recorded, and mixed all by one of the guitarists, Ben.
Wow.
Yeah,
cool.
Really good, really good stuff. We'll be talking about that
Later.
Stick around to the end of this episode because we're going to announce something. So yeah, you want to do spooky picks at the end, or
we'll do it now?
Do it now?
Blake didn't have any, so
I didn't have any. I don't have anything I can show as a spooky pick, and I'm kind of pissed.
or like a fall vibe.
Dude,
Yeah, fall vibe.
Dude, it's always fall vibe.
I didn't really have much spooky picks either, but either's like fall vibe stuff.
Should have gotten the Wiggles Halloween tribute.
Dude, I would have been down with that.
I was just thinking about that'd be a fun one. Let's just go ahead and find the most out of pocket picks that we possibly could find. I'm gonna bring I'll just start bringing an Addams Family. Actually, an Addams Family one would actually be kind of cool. An Addams Family vinyl. I think that'd be cool. So that's not as funny, but then maybe Blue's Clues. Guarantee you they got one. They gotta have something fucking weird.
Well, for my spooky pick, I'm going with the soundtrack from The Beyond, which I actually picked up while you boys were at Furnace Fest. I went up to the record space, and they had 2 copies left of this.
That one's cool.
And this is Fabio Frizzi. I can never pronounce his last name. I'm bad at pronouncing stuff. It's the original motion picture soundtrack, cut at 45 RPM. Sounds great. Got the artwork from the movie.
That's cool.
Yeah, it looks great. What movie is this?
The Beyond. It was released in the 80s. It's a fulci movie.
Oh, all this looks great.
Of old school gore, horror, awesome stuff.
That looks great.
Yeah, I had to get it because it's real funky, kind of psychish kind of music.
Okay.
Really eerie. Love it. But this was actually it was a record space glow in the dark exclusive. So
there we go. That's cool.
I didn't know they did that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Really spooky.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Is that black light type?
I need to see the movie.
Is that kind of glow it is?
No, you just
turn off the lights and it goes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've seen a lot of them that do black light and then they glow. So I was like, that's cool.
You got to. Well, maybe you can, but I haven't noticed that yet. When I turn the lights to a certain color or whatever, but you got to kind of charge it up, like you do with the stars and stuff. Like remember when you're a kid and you get the stars and you put them up.
I like those.
Fantastic. Cool. And this Halloween season, if you haven't seen The Beyond, check out The Beyond.
60 years ago, everybody in this hotel disappeared. Every last person. A painter called Stryper, who lived here, closeted in his room, had found a key. What key? The 7 gateways to hell.
I'll check out Beyond.
That's good.
I've been watching a lot of scary movies lately, though. I finally watched that one you recommended.
Man.
You told me about the one where it's the anthology that introduces Art the Clown for the first time.
Oh, All Hallows Eve?
Yep, All Hallows Eve. I watched a little bit of that one. The first story was very interesting out of that anthology, where I was like, Jesus Lord. It's kind of got me a little bit. I was like, that's... Ugh. Oh, yeah. Jesus Lord. Hey,
he gave you the CBGBs?
He gave me the CBGBs real quick. I was like, I did not like that. And then I watched the first Terrifier, In a Violent Nature. Watched that one.
Oh,
finally.
yeah.
That one was surprisingly anticlimactic. towards the end, but it was cool. The idea was cool. You could tell there's a death scene in that one where it's kind of like, well, all right, that one kind of got me a little bit. But the idea of the movie is pretty awesome because it's set in the perspective of a slasher.
It's almost like Jason Voorhees from what I've seen. I started it, but I haven't finished it yet.
It's basically it's basically like a Jason movie, but it's set in the perspective, so you're watching him walk around.
Oh, that movie.
Yeah,
that one. Yeah, so that one, it's cool as fuck. It's an awesome movie.
I need to see that. Yeah,
it's cool. So you can watch it on Prime.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you want to watch it, we can watch it.
Okay.
Because that one, it's awesome, and I'm not trying to undermine it, but towards the end, it got to a point where it was like, I feel like maybe they didn't know how to end it. That was kind of the vibe I got.
Yeah.
And there was no resolution of any sort whatsoever. But all in all, very cool. It was graphic. It was fun. Definitely, like, everything was practical about it. You didn't really need much with it, and it was fun. So I mean, like, but overall, like, I tried watching Hellraiser.
Oh,
I watched the first 25 minutes, 30 minutes of Hellraiser, and I don't know if I was just having a day where I couldn't just get on it or something, but it was bizarre. I was like, what in the fuck?
Oh, that's all it's about. It's like torture porn.
It's torture porn. That's all the time. That's kind of like what I was watching. I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch The Office again.
I need a palate.
I need to cleanse myself a little bit. This one's a little strange.
I just need some Michael Scott in my life.
Yeah, that damn Dwight.
Yeah. So I got two new releases for us and a spooky pick as well, fall vibe.
I already see the one, so I'm excited about that one.
And my first pick is a new release released on August 9th of this year on Pure Noise Records, the 8th studio album by 4 Years Strong, titled Analysis Paralysis. It's a tongue twister title of an album. Produced by the legendary Will Putney, Fit for an Autopsy and Better Lovers, who just released a new LP yesterday as of this recording. And what can I say? If you love 4 Years Strong, if you love the easy core, the mixing of metalcore, hardcore, and pop punk,
probably one of the coolest live shows too that we've seen this year, where like they just deliver every time. They're cool.
I love this band. You can't put them in a box. They're one of the most unique bands in the scene, in my opinion.
For sure.
Because they have the heavy parts. They have
They've been around for a while.
Oh, yeah. Their first album was in 2005.
Yeah.
And Rise or Die Trying was released in 2007.
Yeah, so it's... we went to their 10-year anniversary tour for that one, right?
Yes, with Can't Swim in Nashville and Tennessee at the end.
And then who did we meet? What band member did we meet at Furnace Fest?
We met Dan, the guitar player,
we
singer.
Did. Yeah, we got pictures with him. Yeah, he's a really nice guy.
Really nice guy.
He's tall as shit. Jesus Christ.
He's also in Newfound Glory now.
Oh, yeah, because...
He's filling in for Chad.
That's what I heard. Okay.
Yeah, so he was really cool. We told him we loved the new record.
Yeah.
You told him you got to see him at Red Rocks because you went and saw them at Red Rocks too.
Yeah, I kind of lied because we totally missed him at Red Rocks. So I was there. So apparently if you go to Red Rocks, get there 4 hours early.
Yeah.
Because the parking is insane. Because it's a national park, but they don't have state. It's not like regular parking. It's not a regular parking lot. It is just get in and pray, because you got to hike half a mile to almost a mile all the way up the hill to get into the venue, and it's fucking gorgeous. Jeez. But we missed Scowl, we missed 4 Years Strong, and we missed the first song of Story So Far that one. And my brother was like, I paid $120 fucking to do that, and I go, I know, chill out. I feel bad too because I'm not happy. We couldn't even get seats because they got so crowded. They oversold the fuck out of that show. Yeah. But we did get to go see them in St. Louis, which I was very happy about. Yes. And I'm sorry, but they blew the fucking doors off that place. I like A Day to Remember, but that band right there just...
Of that style of music?
Just murders.
They're the best.
Yeah.
Pound for pound.
I will say, though, I got to watch the A Day to Remember set this year when I was at Red Rocks. That was cool. They are still good at what they do, and it's very deserving. But yeah, out of that scene, as far as that style of music, they are definitely the best one.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
And speaking of unsettling artwork here.
I love that artwork.
Whatever this is.
I love it.
A little creepy.
I like the back of it.
The back.
Yeah.
We got the, my favorite.
I haven't seen that yet.
We got the inside of it, gatefold here.
Oh,
is this,
that's so good. And the track listing in the middle.
AI, that has to be a little AI in there. I don't know.
It probably is.
No, that looks like puppets.
It does look like puppets, but it looks menacing.
Yeah, probably.
Then here we got.
It almost looks like it doesn't have a soul.
This is my favorite. Is the duck.
Look at that duck. Oh, I love that.
Duck.
That's cool.
Howard the Duck.
Looks like Howard the Duck. That's why I loved it.
It's the sun.
This is, if we're going to talk about an album that's going to be on an end-of-year list, this is top 5 for me. This just hit me. Hot take, this is up here with Rise or Die Trying and the self-titled record for me. This is, 8th album in, and they're still doing stuff this strong, like, you know.
And they just sound so youthful
Yes.
with a lot of their stuff. That's why I was so impressed to see them this year. Like, when we saw them back in 2017, and they sounded phenomenal, obviously, in that small show. But then when they were playing a much larger amphitheater-style show with a much larger audience and opening up for a very large band, they just sound so good. Like, they're just tight. They're tight, and I feel like they're probably the best they've been in a very long time right now.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
And my favorite track which is one of my favorite songs of 2024. I listened to it non-fucking stop. And it wasn't a single. It was track 9 on the album. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, it's actually track 8 on the album. And that is Sucks to Fall in Love. STFIL.
You played that song.
That's a great song. That one, Bad Habits, good.
Oh, yeah. And there's like a couple. I heard a review of this, like, or somebody talking, and there's like a couple, like, turnstile parts to me, like Glow On, there's like what's the last song, Lonely Desires on Glow On, like the ooze or whatever. They're very similar to this on here, and Sucks to Fall in Love is my favorite track. Roller Coaster is great because they play a sample of the roller coaster of love, and then they go into a breakdown, do it or go or whatever, and it's fucking great. But great album. Can't say enough great things about it, and I did want to talk about one other thing that I saw funny in the liner notes. It says, "Thank you. 4 Year Strong would like to thank our friends, family, and fellow artists. Because of you, 4 Year Strong is the world's greatest rock band from Worcester, Massachusetts." So I thought that was pretty cool.
I like that.
Nice.
And I'll show off the record real quick. It's kind of got like a
vinyl there.
It's kind of like the Enema of the State vinyl. Like
it is. It's almost exactly like it.
Yeah.
Yep. We got side A here with some muscle person with a cat.
Man, that is the
I like that so much. Those are fun.
I love that.
Yeah. Pretty creepy, but I love it. Yeah. So that's 4 Years Strong. Analysis Paralysis, I think is how you pronounce it. And one of my favorite albums of the year. So that's my first selection. And my second selection, way different style here. We're going to go with the 15th studio album released on September 13th of this year by one of the most consistent bands in heavy metal, and that is the Christian glam metal heavy metal band Stryper with their 15th studio album, When We Were Kings.
I think
produced by Michael Sweet, written by Michael Sweet, 11 tracks, like 46 minutes, I think is the runtime.
Fox is back in the band too, or he's been back in the past couple. Oh man, that is beautiful.
Tiffany Blue is what they call it.
Oh,
it's got all the not a religious person, but whatever these kings, these whatever people. But I love their music.
They got riffs, dude.
Dude, Stryper, if you like 80s metal, and you will like Stryper. If you are been a Stryper fan and you like Stryper and haven't listened to their records in the last 15 years, you will like this.
Yeah,
this is amazing. Just solid piece of hard rock, heavy metal.
They're letting it all hang out too, like there. They're just letting you know. I like it.
I thoroughly enjoy that album, except for like one song. That's about it.
It's pretty straightforward. Their message.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, riffing for Jesus.
Yeah,
big riffs, riffs for Jesus. Great sounding production.
Yes, Michael Sweet produces it, writes it all himself.
Yeah,
they got Perry Richardson in the band, who was in the glam metal band Firehouse.
Yes,
he's been their bass player for 7 years now. Oz Fox, of course, and then Robert Sweet on drums. So, like, just one of the most consistent bands to me ever. They're 15 albums in. They've been a band for 40 years.
Yeah, how long of a break did they have?
They had a break from the
early 90s.
Early 90s till 2003.
Yeah.
So why?
They just they made an album called Against the Law in the early 90s or late 80s that got away from the Christian message, and it kind of like...
Also, too, I feel like that was maybe around the time when maybe, like, that style of music was more...
Yeah, the grunge.
And it was grunge, so, like, they took that 10-year break to be like, we're not going to... Yeah. We've had our run, we can bring it back later when... Yeah, so
but they had the makeup and the teased hair, but they were a fucking... They're a fucking metal band, hard rock, heavy metal band.
How large were they?
I mean,
they went gold and platinum quite a bit,
multiple times. Yeah. They honestly was a big hit song for them. Guarantee you've heard their ballad. Honestly, it was a top 40 hit on the pop charts.
I feel like you played it.
I have the 7-inch of it. Like they were all over MTV back in the day.
That's crazy.
The only like overtly Christian metal band at the time,
which is crazy too, because I feel like a lot of people would have found that controversial. Not because they're Christian, but like just because it's like maybe just controversial between scenes. Maybe
I love them.
They used to have their own the Stryper Bible.
Yep.
I know. I have a buddy who has it.
They used to throw Bibles out at their shows.
Yeah, I believe that's where he got it, or he bought it from somebody.
That's heavy fucking metal.
Yeah.
That's fucking heavy metal.
Just throwing the book out.
For God. I mean, their most popular album is To Hell with the Devil.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Imagine if like they opened up for like Motley Crue or something like that.
I mean, they were. I'm not saying they did, but they've toured and been. Michael Sweet was the lead singer of Boston for like 10 years.
Yeah.
I did not know that. See, this is why I like coming on. That's why I like talking to you guys.
Which Boston's one of the greatest rock bands
because
ever.
I learned something new. I don't need to go on my phone to ever look at anything. I just ask you guys something, and it's like I'm gonna learn something new.
So yeah,
that's insane.
I love Stryper. If you love heavy metal, 80s metal, hard rock, glam metal with the glam vibe, you will enjoy this. One of the most consistent in the game, and my favorite song on the record is either "Grateful" or "Betrayed by Love." Those are probably my two favorite songs. Both great ballads. Like we love a good power ballad.
Oh yeah.
So they have some power ballads on there, and that is my second pick. So,
Trinity's my favorite pick.
Trinity's
Trinity's have got riffs. Man.
We're gonna have to like have a day where we listen to nothing but glam metal and just kind of sit in a garage. And drink
buddy,
beer.
I can give you just the most like.
I know, but what I'm saying, like we have to designate a day.
Lethal Lipstick is one we need to listen to.
Okay, so then there's number
That's
one.
A deep cut.
Okay, there we go. That's fine. What was the other one that we got really obsessed with, like way back?
Well, I've been obsessed with Danger.
Danger was the one. Yes, that was the one.
Still, I'm obsessed with Danger.
Yeah, I think you showed me a song by Danger, and I was like,
"Don't Walk Away." That power ballad.
Yes, that one. Could have made you. Made you feel something from it. Yeah, and I was like, Jesus.
Absolutely. And for my spooky Halloween fall pick, it is an album you can stream on Spotify, and you can see the full concert. It's actually a live performance. But here's a DVD of Code Orange's Under the Skin, released in 2020. And this was during COVID, so they did three live streams during COVID that went super fucking well. They did on the release date, literally. Their album Underneath came out March 14th, 2020, and the day the world shut down. So they were like, fuck it, we're going to do... remember that crazy-ass live show that they did that you'll see like Instagram clips of?
Yes.
That's the one.
Because I mean, like, I remember they wrote an article about them saying that like they were ahead of the
first band to do live streams.
Yeah, they were ahead of the curve. Immediately they were like, well, if we got fucked, so now we get to like we're going to
make something out of nothing.
Yeah, and they did, and I think that's why I've always appreciated that band. I feel like they're one of the
hardworking bands in the world,
and they are bringing something that is different, truly, and they've done everything too. They've done a lot of different genres.
Oh yeah, but they're still hardcore at the end of the day.
Oh, absolutely,
always will be to the core. But this is their Mud TV unplugged. This is their MTV Unplugged set. So it's acoustic, and it's all acoustic, and it's like an MTV Unplugged album. They call it Mud TV. Like we'll have to watch this sometime.
Yeah, that's
There's
cool.
Like candles and like Shade does all this cool like fucking visual artwork, and
that's
Sonny from 856 and the guy from Feet First Productions or First Feet. I get them mixed up the names. Did some help like shooting on this as well. And it's fucking amazing. Great live performance. It has candles and has that autumn, fucking fall, spooky vibe. And if I had to pick a favorite track on there, that is their cover of Alice in Chains' Down in a Hole.
Oh, that's the one. We've watched that one 1,000 times, too.
I get hammered and watch that one all the time.
Fairly certain Colin Hewitt can agree.
Yeah.
That would be there. Yeah, that makes sense.
So Code Orange, Under the Skin, and what's pretty cool about this as well, Ricky Ratman makes an appearance from Headbangers Ball, and it's like the intro of it even has they play like the Nirvana MTV Unplugged, and like
cool.
It's super fucking cool, super innovative, and probably my favorite current band or not band. If I had to say the band that came out in the last 15 years, Code Orange.
Hell yeah, for sure.
Code Orange, Under the Skin is my third and final pick. Sure. And Ridge, what do you got for us to wrap this up? You have a little surprise for everybody.
Yes, we do. So I apparently liked the Mother of Graves album, the new one, so much that I actually ordered another copy. So I have a unplayed copy of this new album on the same variant that I showed earlier. We're going to do a little giveaway for this, and I'm going to throw in some extra stuff, maybe some CDs or some tapes or something like that. But completely free. I'll comp the ship and everything. We're going to do it US only. The only stipulation is you need to go to our Instagram, which is make sure that you follow us, Waxing RJ, on Instagram. We'll do a post on this.
Yeah.
So what you'll have to do is comment, and share it in your story. That'll be the first part. and then jump over to the ATI YouTube and follow, comment on this video, give us a like, and
subscribe,
and we will put your name into a generator, and you could possibly
be the winner
of
the new Mother of Graves,
brand new Mother of Graves album.
Second prize gets a date with me.
The periaptic absence.
Candlelit
amazing.
To Frizzi's,
yeah. Absolutely. And we'll eat it in the parking lot.
Another fun fact, this is only 200 of this color was made, too.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, so super limited, people.
Super limited.
Super fucking hop on it.
Yeah, super limited. I'm going to throw in some extra little surprises in there. So, yeah, definitely do all those things that we said before, and you can be entered in to win it. We'll announce when we make the post of when we'll declare the winner and stuff. We'll do like a live video or something.
Hell yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, just that's all I got on that one.
All right. Next? And just before we wrap it up, I just would always like to say before the end of the show, we got some shows coming up, and we actually have a show as of this recording. We're going to see our buddy Keith Hafner of Downswinging at the Park Hills Underground.
23 minutes.
In about 23 minutes, and then. Thursday on Halloween night.
Oh, I can't wait.
Blake and I are going to see Military Gun at the fucking Platypus.
That's
going to be cool as fuck.
I got a trick or treat that night.
Yeah. So and then want to shout out to the St. Louis boys. Squint, St. Louis hardcore band, released their album Big Hand on Sunday Drive Records yesterday, and they're doing a release show November 9th at the Atomic. So be there, show up, stage dive, sing. It's a Saturday, I think.
No, because November 9th? No, because the second's a Saturday. So then 5 days later?
No, 7 days later would be a Saturday.
I think I believe it's Saturday.
Wait, 2 plus...
Math.
Sorry.
Yep.
Keep it in. Keep it in. Bury it deep down. My bad.
Then November 10th is the tribute to Bob Marino's.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been mentioning this, and I've been wanting to go.
We're going. Which will be what venue is it at?
It is at, I believe, off Broadway.
Okay,
I believe.
One day we need to talk about
Spitalfield is playing, and Bi-Level, and who else?
The Forecast, which is a great Midwest kind of emo-y rock band.
Yeah,
that I love. They're a great band.
I hope you know that one of the times we need to come on here, and I would love to be a part of it because I want to talk about it too. But you need and Barrett need to
off Broadway.
You guys need to talk about the Barbarino scene.
That would be a cool
because I don't think people understand too. Because
we can't talk about it because we weren't there.
We weren't there, but we've heard about it because I knew about it when I was a kid and I knew what it was, but I never got to be a part of it. And what pisses me off more than anything is that there's legit history into that I'm afraid might be lost in time unless we were to we have to talk about it. I feel like someone has to have more connection to it besides you got to play there obviously and go there a lot, but is there anyone else that
not during the heyday though? I feel like we played there kind of towards when it was trailing off. When I was 14, riding my bike there to go and see some shows.
There might be some historic stuff at the show on the 10th. They might have.
But that's what I'm saying.
Cool flyers to show.
I want to know more history about it because it's something that we've kind of obsessed over for how long, and it's almost something that
Madball played in my hometown,
and we had
they played at the Old Rock House though.
Oh, I thought they played it.
No, they played the Old Rock House.
With,
Zayo, Remembering Never, the Banner.
Still Taking Back Sunday did too, which is crazy. And all those other bands, which I just think to me is
Signals, I think too.
I think it's amazing. I think it's crazy at one point that this area had something like that, and we were that close.
Yep.
So.
But we'll be there November 10th.
I want to go.
We'll be there.
We're
so I just wanted to plug some upcoming shows, and don't forget to follow the ATI podcast. Ed All's in. It's Just Two Movies and Waxing On with R&J. We got a lot of cool upcoming stuff coming up on our end. Like, comment, subscribe. ATI Podcast has a lot of cool episodes coming out. A lot of Halloween-themed movie retrospectives. One that Ridge just did with Marcus Newstead of Fister.
Yep.
They did the 50th year anniversary of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And Barrett and I did the 40th year anniversary of Nightmare on Elm Street with Mondo Franco.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. Looking forward to that. And that's all I got. And that is episode 30. And we will see you next time.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween!
Hey there, this is Barrett from the ATI Podcast here to talk about what we have going on the ATI Podcast Network. First, we'll start with Waxing On with R and J. The format of Waxing On with R and J is audible selections made exclusively by our hosts and brothers, Ridge Jackson and Jake Jackson. Waxing On with R and J is sure to tickle your inner eardrums with some of the most vile tones you've ever encountered, and conversely, ear candy with pop melodies, focusing on spotlighting underground and rising artists. Waxing On with R&J is another outlet of the ATI podcast community to bring awareness to many musicians' craft. Also found on the ATI Podcast Network, Nod Narb's Closet, hosted by Brandon Stewart of Edos Inn. Nod Narb's Closet is a wing of the ATI podcast programming that delves into the world of roleplay games, miniature painting, diorama making, occasional pro wrestling match watch-alongs, providing commentary with a dash of jocularity and satire, and much, much more. Of course, leading the pack is the ATI Podcast. On the ATI Podcast, we episodically invite guests onto our show to spotlight their talents, whether that's musicians, filmmakers, artists, actors, businesses, even athletes. Nothing is off the table. The focus of the ATI Podcast and its collective creative arms, whether that's Waxing On with R and J or Nod Narb's Closet, is to bring awareness and focus to people's talents. Be sure to follow us across all traditional podcasting platforms, and for the full experience, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search the ATI Podcast. Stay safe out there.